Hey guys, this is Shaylos89 and this is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 5 Episode 1. Basically, we get introductions of new characters, KK, Scrap, and Tommy, and the other son, I can't think of his name, Sass, something like that, not important. We get an introduction of Tierra. We get an reintroduction of Tammy, Waka Flocka's wife. And a reintroduction of the original cast, some of them, not all of them, and all that. So the event, it starts out where they go to this event for Dollar. If you don't know who Dollar is a rapper who made a song with T-Pain called "Who the Fuck Is That," and then I think he made another song with Akon, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. So they go to this event. Carly's there, Tammy's there, Rashida's there. They all talk with each other. And, Carly's talking about how she started another store in Cali. I don't remember if Tammy said anything or basically how she just feels lonely because Waka's always on the road and whatnot. I think Rashida was asking Carly how she's doing, and she talked about her story and all that other stuff and whatnot. Moving on. Kirk and Jock show up. And, Jock is still looking like Jock. Kirk is still looking like the milk dud he is. So, that's pretty much going on with them. KK's family comes in. KK is another mother that's into the show. And this is the time where you meet Tommy and Scrap and Sass, basically. So basically she introduces herself, who she is and whatnot, and Scrap introduces himself or who he is and whatnot, and how they're related to Dollar and other stuff. Carly talks about the family, saying that KK is not like their family's not one to be messed with. Like KK was on the most wanted list and all this other stuff. Basically, spilling details about whatnot and everything. KK, she talks to Tommy about Scrap's baby mother. Well, she doesn't say it right then and there. She talks about it later on. She basically just say, I need to talk to you about something. I'll let you know what it is. After that whole event, we meet up with Scrappy and Mama D. As Scrappy has not yet to learn, you just need to stop telling your mama all your business, because she don't listen. Why do it? Anyway, basically Scrappy's saying that he's not with Bambi no more. He gonna be a player and whatever. And he talks to his mama about how he got that, the court case that him and Erica had out the way and all the other stuff. And how Rashida and Kirk weren't there for him. The only people that he needed, that he wanted to be there, wasn't there. Yeah. So he tells Mama D that, and Mama D talks about how her wedding, how she ended up getting arrested, and she talk about some Hennessy. I was like, Hennessy. I was like, what the fuck? Ain't it Hennessy? But I digress. It's Mama D talking. There we go. She talks about how her husband doesn't like to pay bills and all that other shit. Whatever. And then Scrap tells her what happened, and then she promises not to go to Rashida and, try to solve the problem herself. We all know that it's gonna happen. Moving on. We meet Mimi and her new boo at the go-kart place, and we find out that her new boo is a girl. Now, people, I want you to raise your hand if you kind of already knew that was going to happen. All the shit that she dealt with men, I wouldn't be surprised she went for the same team. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised. this thing. And so her new boo's name is Chris. Now, I've seen some of the memes on Instagram and stuff saying how Chris looks. Y'all wrong for that. Moving on. Basically, Mimi tells Chris that she's throwing a birthday party for her and that I have a hiccup coming. I know it. Sorry. There we go. That we're going to meet her friends and all that other stuff. And, you know, that Chris is so happy that she, you know, she's finally coming out the closet of being a lesbian. Technically, I think Mimi still likes men. I think she still does. So wouldn't she be bi, not les? But, you know, is this the question for me? I'm just asking. Moving on. So we meet up with KK and Tommy. KK has a little talk with Tommy. Mind you, Tommy was KK's friend before she started dating Scrap. Basically, she was saying that, you know, there's a, that between Scrap and his baby mother Tiara, you know, there might be more than just co-parenting, and that you need to go check it out. Again, I don't know why these mothers meddle in their kids' relationships, but you know, it's what they're gonna do. They're overbearing, right? So, you know, she basically told her what's been going on and how she thinks, you know, you need to check that, you need to check your man, and you need to check the whole situation. And Tommy says she knows where Tiara works, so she's going to be doing some undercover work. Moving on. So, we meet up with Scrappy and Jock in their apartments. Yes, they live together. 2 hot messes in one building. Right. So, they have a little party and stuff. We meet Scrappy's assistant. I don't remember her name, but you know, she was in that almost salmon nude outfit going on. And Jock is looking. Jock, keep your hands to yourself and keep your thing in your pants. Okay? Therefore, you don't have no more troubles. Stop it. Stop it. Okay? So they basically talking about how they're single and they're living the bachelor life and all this other bullshit. Moving on. Tommy meets up with Carly and Jessica Dompees, who we all get to see again. Yay. Yay. With that pink ass hair, but we all get to meet them again. And they're at Tiara's little club where she is a bottle girl. You know, they're talking and Tommy tells them that, you know, she's doing a little undercover work, and Carly puts on that spy hat and spy glasses and is on it. She basically plotted this whole thing and invited Tiara out to Mimi's boo's birthday party. Okay, you just inviting people, like, you didn't run that by me, you just invited people, okay, hey, you starting trouble, stop it. So basically, I'm getting lost. Alright. Reverse that. Okay, so basically, Tommy met Tiara. Tiara met Tommy. They figured out who was her. Tiara told Tommy that was that she scratched baby mother and so that stuff, and then, you know, whatever. Moving on. Let me see. Mama D comes and visits Rashida at her press store, and how she's basically the highest earning, but she has a little problem. You hired family. You don't always hire family. Sometimes working with family don't always work, and you about to see that unless you put them into shape. You ain't gonna yell at your mother like that, but come on now. You hired your stepdaughter and your mother to run stuff. They're eating behind the cash register, and one is on Snapchat. Let's get it together. Mama D comes in and she asked why Rashida could not help or come to the court case and whatnot. I guess Rashida explained Then Rashida's mama got into it, and then they get into a big argument, and then they got jumped. And Rashida's mom was trying to explain, she's Erica's friend too, so yeah, she would kind of be stuck in the middle. And I think she got caught up in something else. She didn't want to get caught up in that mess. But my whole thing is, Rashida, I don't know how long you know Erica, but you knew Scrappy longer. And I know you don't want to. I know you don't want to be stuck in the middle and stuff. But if he needed you there, and y'all supposed to be family, try to do as much as possible and help. Or just send Kirk. At least somebody from one of y'all would be there when he needed y'all the most. Just saying, you don't. If you don't want to be there and be stuck in the middle, put your husband in it. He always putting you in shit. Put him in it. I digress. So basically, Mama D pulls out some hay and said that the next time you lay out a rotten egg, sit on this. I was like, I am so done with this heifer. What? And then she talked about how she shats out gold eggs. I'm like, yeah, because your son is such a golden egg. Okay. Because those Scrappy's it's a golden egg, and you pop out 14-karat gold eggs. You know what you pop out? You pop out Hennessy eggs. Okay. That's what you pop out, Pumpty. Alright. Moving on. So, Tiara, I'm going to mix them two heifers up. Sorry. Tiara talks to Scrap about how she met Tommy and Carly and Jessica at her club where she works at, but also she works at a law firm too. So she's a lawyer by day, a law firm worker by day, and a bottle girl by night. Alright. And she basically tells that, she met up with the guys, and she said to Scrap that she told them that she knew who Stevie was, and basically that she was your baby, that she was the baby mother of your kid. He tried not to show his emotion, but he literally done pissed himself trying to figure out why would you say that, why all this and that. So now he's ready to go talk to Tommy. And he goes off and do that shit. So he goes to talk to Tommy, and she all dressed up in her lingerie and all this other stuff. Yes, I know it's lingerie, but I'm going to say lingerie today. Okay? And they talk to each other, and basically she gets busted for being undercover. And she was like, well, why haven't you told her about me and all this other stuff? And if you don't tell her, I'm going to tell her. And since he doesn't take kindly to threats and whatnot, he going to tell her at his own time. No, boo-boo, you forget you're dealing with a woman. You're dealing with a woman. If you don't say it, she's going to say it regardless whether how the fuck you feel or not. Okay? I'm just saying. She's going to be petty boots all day. Alright? So, moving on to the party. If I skipped anything, just let me know in the comments. Moving down to the party, okay? Mimi comes in with Chris. Wasn't a daughter. I don't know whose girl was that. Another girl was in the group too, walking down with the guys. Ariane was there, and they walk up on stage. Everybody's there. They're trying to figure out who Mimi's new boo is. So she was saying how happy she was and how things changed, how she dealt with fuckboys and all this other stuff. Moving on. So Carly's like, Chris, like, we trying to figure out who Chris is. And then she was like, so you know who my boo Chris is? And out come Chris on the stage, and they kiss. And some people are surprised. They was like, oh, like, she moved to the same side. Alright. Okay. Instead of sliding down that pole, she sliding down that slide. Alright. Like, shock the hell out of me type shit. Alright. So, they all talk to Chris and, get an introduction of who she is. And Tommy comes out of nowhere, so we're gonna have to jump you. And Chris was like, "Oh, you want to, I'm from Bakehead and all this other stuff," as a joke and stuff. And they enjoy the party. Tiara comes in after, I guess a couple minutes after or whatever. Chris gets introduced, and Jessica Downbeat sees her. They walk up and they walk to where the girls are gonna be at, and Carly and Tommy saw it and how the plan worked and all this other stuff. And I think that's basically the end of the episode. And blah, 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 blah. End of the episode. And they basically show you some of the super trailer about what's gonna happen next. So I'm not too sure if we're gonna meet the transgender chick and the new chick that had a problem with Tammy. I'm not too sure we're gonna meet them right away next Monday, but if we do, I'm gonna review it. So, my loves, peace.
Let's go. You used to call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my love. Call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my love. And I know when that hotline bling, that can only mean one thing. I know when that hotline bling, that can only mean one thing. Ever since I left the city, 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 you used to call me on my cell. Yeah, call me on my cell. You used to call me on my cell. You used to.